Receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
It was 2 years ago, at the start of summer, that Hillary Clinton, right in the middle of the presidential campaign, gave her fake news speech and said that I was the king of fake news and then misrepresented things I'd said and done to try to hang that label on me. She also said Trump was fake news. But now we all know who's known as fake news. That's CNN. They have the lowest ratings ever recorded for cable news. On average, about 102,000 viewers during their shows. That is joke level. Local TV stations in towns like Austin, Texas, and in cities like New York have bigger viewership than CNN does per hour. I wanted to do this live feed because I didn't spend enough time on this during the main broadcast today from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Alex Jones Show. Just saying, wow, 72 years young, looks like he's about 60. What a bull, what stamina. The same stamina we saw on the campaign trails. It was 8 major stops a day, 3-4 states a day. President Trump, when they try to block him going in an arena, would just get out of the limo himself and march in through the protesters. Trump is 72 today on this Thursday, June 14th, 2018. And I tried in my office a few minutes ago to write down some notes and just think about all the accomplishments of Trump. And it was, quite frankly, impossible to do with time constraints because there's just too much. I think we can all think about what he's done so far. Starting to clean up the VA, starting to control the border massively, releasing all these suppressed technologies for terminally ill patients. It's their right, their decision to fight for their lives. And then out of those tests, out of those trials, we'll get a lot of cures and treatments for the general public. Amazing. And then you've got the peace deal with North Korea, and you've got the 4% growth rate starting to come out, the lowest unemployment rates ever recorded in the last 60 years. I mean, this is the reality. Just 100 days into his administration, he pulled out of the TPP, the unelected global government. Then he started renegotiating NAFTA and GATT. He'd already gotten thousands of companies to come back to the U.S. He got the corporate tax cut from 40% to 15%, try to compete with China. I mean, it's dizzying. But the big thing he's done is deliver on promises and really break the mold the last 30, 40 years of lying politicians and us just accepting garbage. We're now demanding peace. We're now demanding prosperity. We're now realizing we've got incredible resources, almost unlimited, and things are a non-zero-sum game, a true win-win. We can have the Renaissance economy and not the conquest economy. I had Scott Adams on today. He was on fire, breaking all this down. And then you see the globalist-controlled left trying to create racism, division, trying to put down every good thing that's happened, and it's not working. And now their blue wave, which was more fantasy like Hillary winning, has turned into a blue sewer. And you see a giant red tsunami coming in with all the neocons and rhino Republicans being removed and losing primary challenges at the state and federal level. This is a big time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just Trump. It's a spirit in the world. A spirit in the world of nationalists and populists from the left and the right and other groups all over the world taking the lead as people discover Americana and discover 1776 worldwide. So, Mr. President, you told me a couple years ago on air, face-to-face, Skype to Skype, they're on television, that you would not let me down, give you a year, you'd start turning it around, give you 2, you think you'd have it completely turned around because the globalists were artificially suppressing things. You knew that you could get in there and turn it around. It's like putting gas in a car's engine or oil in it that it needs, or untying your boat from the dock and you wonder why you can suddenly leave the dock. You ever try to leave a dock when your boat's tied up and you're still tied up? You start dragging the dock with you or whatever. The boat doesn't move. That's the point we've gotten to. But Trump had to have stamina, charisma. He had to have vision. He had to have understanding of personal destiny. He had to have will. And so in that area, he's got a 100. But the reason it looks like he's a magician and things are turning around so quick is the globalists were artificially suppressing things. And that's the other big problem. Bill Maher, as you know, came out a week and a half ago and said they want to plunge the U.S. economy to stop the American Revolution. the Second American Revolution. So they could assassinate Trump. They're really trying to sabotage the economy. The Fed's trying to raise interest rates that they've already raised 4 times under Trump, that they kept low under Obama, to try to put a wet blanket on the economy. There's a lot of serious things going on, and we're focusing on it. We're covering it here at INFOWARS.com and NewsWars.com. But just like they're suing the president more than 1,000 times, his family, him, his businesses, he's lost billions of his tens of billions of dollars, but he said, hey, I'm committed to do it. Well, I don't have millions. It takes us millions to run this place every few months. We have a backup funding here at INFOWARS, but we're trying to expand in the face of the globalists, and so we don't have very big reserves for all the fake lawsuits they filed. And the good news is we've gotten many of them thrown out, but it takes money to do that, and they file more. They're losing steam. The Democrats are falling apart. Their constituents are giving record low numbers of campaign contributions. Big corporations are backing away from them because they're losers. They're led by geriatrics like Pelosi and lunatics like Maxine Waters, these other out-of-control entitled goofballs. And so we see their death throes as they try to pull us into the grave with them. But for those of us who are the tip of the spear, like President Trump, like INFOWARS, it has been very, very arduous. But the dividends are well worth it, not being slaves to these people and getting a whole new lease on life for our children, our grandchildren out for a very, very long time, and having a pro-human, anti-eugenics future. You know, Elon Musk has come out and said that they have a world government they're setting up. They want to have a post-human world. They want to merge with machines. They believe in AI gods. That all sounds crazy, but they're saying it. Elon's not saying it. He's reporting on them. Well, we've covered that for 20 plus years. I made a film 11 years ago on it. The reason the globalists hate me is I know their religion. It's a selfish, megalomaniacal, narcissistic, delusional form of really Satanism. That's what selfishness is. Do as thou wilt is the whole of the law. And so many of the Democrats, from Jay-Z, right through to Robert De Niro, to the Clintons, hang around with the high priestess, Bravanovich of Aleister Crowley magic. And they're just a really, really sickening group of people. And, Elon Musk is a real patriot. He's aware of what's going on. He's fighting hard. And we're going to see some big moves by Elon Musk and by Kanye West and others that are actually part of the bigger plan and want a human future. And that's what this is. Whether you're Muslim or Christian or an agnostic or liberal or conservative, you have to admit Trump's delivering on the economy. He's delivering on peace. Got the North and the South meeting and signing deals. That's never happened because the globalists want tension. They want crisis. So from the entire INFOWARS crew and myself and the audience, I just want to thank President Trump. It's amazing to see somebody who's real and who really does care and who is a straight shooter. And it's hard to believe it's happening, but the proof's in the pudding. And that makes it that much more precious that we fight hard and secure these gains and expand these gains because our beachhead is expanding and we're starting to win. But the fight for those of us on the front lines has never been more intense. So, number one, I need your prayers. I know prayer works. My aunt has a sign on her wall. And it says, we don't believe in prayer. We rely on it. We know it's real. And so your goodwill, your love, your prayer, I need it. Your positive energy, I need it. Not because I'm weak, but because I'm strong. They are attacking us big time. And so I'm ready to make the stand. I just need to be as strong as possible. That means monetarily as well. That's why right now, Owen Schroyer and the rest of the crew with a bunch of huge lineup of guests, and myself and others are going to be live for 34 hours. It kicked off at 8 a.m. this morning with David Knight. It runs right through tomorrow with David Knight and Paul Watson, everybody, right through till 6 o'clock tomorrow. And we got 50% off on all our best-selling items, from X2 to Brain Force to Super Male Vitality to Alpha Power. They're all amazing. Silver Bullet, Colloidal Silver. We got a lot of other big specials as well. Take advantage of Real Red Pill Plus now with energy. Free shipping on our best-selling items and 50% off. But we're going to have to end it on X2 and end it on Brain Force Monday. And I'd probably go a few more days on the other stuff after that, but it's all going to be over by Tuesday or Wednesday. And this is some of the biggest specials we've ever had. It will be over for at least 6 months till I offer something this big again. But it is your support financially that makes it all possible. But even more importantly, take the live broadcast. We're on all these TV stations and radio stations. We reach a lot of people there, and it's wonderful. But the internet is like you're watching television, but you're able to promote it. And you're able to be not just a spectator, but a participant. So if you're watching us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, the censors are fighting to suppress this. But if you retweet it or Facebook it, or if you just do test and say, hey, what do you think of this information? Or why do you think this guy is such forbidden info? You know, wow, look at Alex Jones, see what he's talking about. He's talking about Trump's accomplishments and how the Democrats are all angry. And I played videos today where they had polls where 71% of Democrats that voted or people watching a Netflix news show said that it's on INFOWARS.com, the story about Paul Watson, that they want a war. They don't want peace because it makes Trump look good. Why didn't Obama do that? Because they didn't want to. The military-industrial complex didn't want that. So Trump said, hey, you can have a big military. We're just not going to continue the Cold War anymore. So with Trump, he's letting the system have its cake and eat it too, but he's letting us have some of the cake as well. It's not an anti-American, anti-free market, monopolistic system. There it is. TV poll. 71% of liberals don't want peace with North Korea because Trump would take credit. Snap survey on Michelle Wolf's show. Proof left wants to see America fall. And these people on there sound like low-grade morons. Scroll down some more. I mean, they sound like serious low-grade morons. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm going to end this transmission. Like I said, Owen is live on air right now with Roger Stone going over the AG report, everything that came out. But I wanted to specifically just say that I'm very thankful for President Trump. I'm glad I went with my gut. I also saw the establishment attacking him, and you knew that was a good sign. But now just pure Americana, not liberal, not conservative, but populist. And it's just an amazing thing. We got a lot of big challenges facing humanity. We're far from out of the woods, but the awakening is happening. The awakening we need if we're going to have a shot at making it into the future with all the incredible technology we've got that's got pluses and minuses, because we could have that Atlantean scenario, that Atlantean moment, as I call it, whether you believe in Atlantis or not. Plato said it was real. City that had levitating ships and free energy, and people lived to 200. And Plato wrote this 2,300 years ago, and he's seen as a historian. Everything else he wrote's been proven. And he said it blew up. They had this energy source, and it blew up, some type of reactor that had white light, and that pieces of it fell, all the way in Greece, thousands of miles away. It was out in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I don't know if that was real, but still great science fiction, even if it wasn't. But I know this Atlantean moment is real with the advanced technologies and AI and these systems we're building that globalists are designing to control us, to create monopolies, to crush free will. That's very, very dangerous. Now, I know that Elon Musk is going to be going on Joe Rogan's show soon. That is very good. Last Friday, I talked to one of our Pentagon and SpaceX sources who's friends with Elon Musk and others. I'll just leave it at that. And he said, we've got to get Elon on Joe Rogan. It's any free thinker they don't control, like Joe Rogan or you or Elon, that they want to target. This is a message killing the CNN food host. And Joe came out, Anthony Bourdain, and did a podcast. I didn't see it, but people sent me a text about it, and I saw the shorter clip. I didn't see the full podcast. I mean, my son was watching it all the time. Half the office watches. It's great. I catch clips of it. I catch the Joe Rogan clips, Joe Rogan Experience clips. But, saying, well, I don't think there's any evidence he got killed. But, then this producer said, well, but look, he did say he's been on the receiving end of Hillary and her minions and bad things. I put out that 2 months ago, Bourdain was interviewed by Elon Musk and vice versa at a Moroccan experimental energy station, and they spent days together, and they're already really good friends. And I told you what went on there, and I told you he was going to have a Kanye West moment, and they decided that would collapse liberals into supporting Trump. He wasn't going to 100% come out for Trump, but he was supporting Trump with the North Korea thing. He was supporting Trump with a lot of other things, and he really woke up, and he didn't like the Clintons, and he was getting ready to go public. And then he mysteriously dies in a hotel room And just instantly CNN and Brian Stelter, the demonic Humpty Dumpty, tells us that that's it, case closed, don't look at it, don't even question. And they call me vile and evil. I'm talking to the people that were there. And they think it's suspicious. And it's totally normal when a major celebrity who had his fiance / off record, common law wife, whatever, and an 11-year-old daughter and all the rest of this, and then magically he just dies when he's getting ready to go Kanye West, and you got Obama going to Jay-Z saying, make sure nobody else who's in the hip-hop community or rap community does this. That shows they're scared. They're losing control of Hollywood, all of it. So the video is what you need to know about Anthony Bourdain's mysterious death. And I love Joe to death, but I'm not saying he was killed for sure. I'm saying the smart people that know him and were with him and said what he was doing were already telling me, get ready for Bourdain to go public. Ashton Kutcher, however you say it. I don't really pay attention to Hollywood. I know Bruce Willis is awakening a listener for like 15 years. But the point is that Kurt Russell, for those of us that aren't into Hollywood stuff, it's like, okay, who cares? Clint Eastwood's a patriot, as you know. But the fact that they're going to have the courage to go public will break the back of the Harvey Weinstein globalist bought out by the communist Chinese, which is a big deal. And Trump has made it safe for everybody. And despite all their demonization, he's come through and gotten stronger and delivered. So now they're trying to go, well, we can destroy Alex Jones, or we can shut down the free internet, then we'll win. So now we're the new beta test. That's why it's important to rally behind INFOWARS. So happy birthday, Mr. President. 72. I thank God every day for you. I'm not a sycophant, but when, somebody's delivering and going through hell and losing billions of dollars, all the boycotts, your hotels and your golf courses where all these big PGA tours are canceling and losing all the TV. I mean, it's over $1 billion. He had to spend $500 million of his own money, so it's more like $2 billion total, at least $1.5 billion. And it's amazing, and it's selfless and it's real. But it's like, hey, somebody's got to be real. Somebody's got to deliver. Somebody's got to not be a globalist piece of crap. And that's the cycle in history. Sometimes we have a bunch of good people and we can't believe how good it is. Then we have a bunch of bad people and we think there's no such thing as good people. But whether it's moving towards prison reform so blacks don't get 3 times the sentence for cocaine that whites do, that's wrong. The Clintons passed that. The Clintons did that. They said black people are animals that have to be made to heel like dogs. Should we play the clip? Look at Hillary. Trump is delivering in the royal flush, and it's just surreal. But it's because huge challenges are coming, and God's given us a chance. So happy birthday, Mr. President. 45 is now 72. 72 years young. Understood what was happening and saw that the fake polls, you that took action, you're part of the red wave, you're part of taking over the Republican Party. The liars get up there. People like that creature. I was thinking about them all, Michael Moore, everybody, and you got the talking point from Bill Maher is the Republican Party's extinct like Cro-Magnon or like Neanderthal. And, they're done because of Trump. No, it's expanding. It's growing. It's the new populist party. We're pushing the old neocons and rhinos out. Look at the special elections with anti-Trump governor getting kicked out. It's happening because humanity's having a major political, global, spiritual, cultural, economic realignment. Look up political realignments. Understand the major cycle we're in. All right, that's it. To the president, thank you. To your family, to all of you that made major sacrifices, to the listeners, to all of you, all of us together. I just want to have Thanksgiving here for the crew and everybody else. And I want to say, happy 72nd birthday to President Trump from INFOWARS. All right, that's it for this transmission. Let's go ahead and end this live feed so people can get back to Owen Schroyer. Everybody else going right through midnight, right through the early morning hours. Bunch of special surprise guests. Share those live links. Override the censors. That's critical. Infowars.com, newswars.com. If you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance.
A lot of his supporters believe that we are the enemy of the American people, and that is really, really an awful situation. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people.